Well, for me, the collection I saw of the gold jewelry, there were there were a lot of pieces that stood out. One in particular was these set of bangles by Popley Diamond and Gold Plaza that stood out for me. It was these bangles that could be worn both ways, and it took you back to the Mughal era. And it's nice when jewelry takes you back many years. It's not something that is like technology that you want to go ahead 100 years. Jewelry is always nice when it reminds you of a hand-me-down or an heirloom or anything like that, which makes it a lot more interesting. And when there's a story to be told, everybody wants to listen to it, and especially when there's a story to be told about jewelry, then everybody definitely wants to listen to it. So this piece was something that really fascinated me. I remember trying it on, and I'm not one who really is into bangles that much, but this set of bangles was just exquisite. There was Mahavir Danwar's piece as well, which was really simple, very, very small jewelry, just two really thin bangles. And it was something that was inspired by the occurrences or the memories of a woman's life. And you know that every circle must be defining a certain stage of a woman's life. And that kind of made it really interesting for me, because when I looked at the piece, I knew that something as simple as this must have a reason to qualify for the final judging round. And when I actually read the story, it made it even more interesting because of what it stands for. And, that's what always sets it apart. And just to clarify this, because it's in the gold category, it's not too much gold that was used. It was just the idea behind it that made it stand apart.
The gold jewelry had a few surprises. In fact, one or two of the pieces were, to me, quite innovative. Especially the piece done, I think, by Tribhuvan Das Bhimji Zaveri, like the open Quran. I think one of my favorites, I love the elephant. I love the usage of it in Indian jewelry. Is the innovative use of the elephants by Sri Krishna and Sons on this beautiful gold bracelet. Very Indian, very, very nice.
Gold jewelry, what I liked was it is not just gold. It has a different interpretation altogether because it has some kind of colors and other elements to it. One which I particularly like was by Krishna Jewelers. It is, it looks like a ceremony. It looks like the whole ceremony of elephants, or it looks like a main gate or a tower of some place. I thought it's extremely unique and not seen something like this. And the one by Popley, which is very unique in the sense it is inspired by the Mughal era. So it had that a little bit of history attached to it and the Mughal elements to it. The gold ring of TBS was also very eye-catching because it is to be worn in 2 fingers instead of 1, and it's the uniqueness that catches one's attention.
So the piece by Popley, which is a gold and diamond kara, it's really beautiful because the kara is not just like your normal bangle. It has I don't know how to describe it, but it's thicker and it sort of stands out almost like 3D. And the work that it had, from what I was told, is filigree, meenakari. It had diamonds, and it was very innovative in its design, which is something that you're looking out for when you're judging this, because it's not just a normal standard kara, but something that was raised and almost had like a 3D view to it. And it has a flat surface on which you can see the filigree work, and the gold sort of offset that beautifully.